So I agree and disagree.
Okay.
I agree that it is harder for it to be transferable, but I guess maybe I'm thinking in terms of how do you deal with the issue of will and changing that and transforming that in building the relationship and getting to know that child. And I hear what you were saying. I wasn't here in the beginning of the discussion, so there's a lot of context I'm missing. But there is this thing about trust and what does it take to establish that. And then I don't know that young people always think in terms of, did I get it? And kind of put it in that box of, okay, now I understand that. But I do feel like over time, meaning comes through. And I think we can look at that in our kids. You know, I have 3 kids that are in college now. And when they were smaller, there were things that we as parents said to them and adults said to them. And you're like, oh my God, in one ear, out the other. But as adults, I hear them say it back to me. And I'm like, woo, thank you, Lord. It's stuck, you know, but it is kind of, you know, are you having to constantly fill the well with whatever it is? And I guess the issue of will, I'm trying to understand it better, what that means in that sentence, like.
Well, let's flesh it out.
Yeah.
Matt mentioned context, and context is important. And you mentioned a timeline of sorts, that over a period of time, something will hopefully happen in the interaction that will allow you to actually get to know a young person. Young persons don't always come to us in a posture of wanting to be there, and that we cannot control. But what can we control? So I'm glad to hear the room says that they believe that they can teach a child they don't know. Because what that implies to me is that there's a posture that's taken on by the adult. That is something that you have to do and have to be interested in for that to happen. There's a desire to build a relationship, to get to know a young person past the surface level.
Okay. Hang on to what she just said, and I'm going to state it again and make the connection. If a young person does not bring will to the table, then meaning is not transferable. Now, with what she just said and the statement I just made, how did that connect? What did that tell you? Yes, sir.
Both the adult and the child, I guess, have to kind of care or want to learn at some level.
Okay.
The will isn't one-sided. A lot of times, and I think it's kind of going along with what he's saying, is that the child can say, I don't want to. But if the teacher wants to go in and say, you know what, you may not want to right now, but I think that what I have will make you want to change. So it's the desire of wanting to change the will is what's going to do it. The will is not one-sided.
I call it intentional teaching.
Create the will.
Create the will in the kids. Say it again.
Create the will.
One more time. Do what?
Create the will.
Create the will in the kids.